Hello, Internet. Welcome back to the Bus Triple Lounge. You're listening to episode 90. That's right, we hit the big 9-0. My name is Patrick. I'm joined by Saif. Say hi.
Hello.
That was a 90-second intro. And Steve, say hi.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, great. He's
doubling down on it.
I knew you guys said it was good last week. If it was good last week, why wouldn't it be good this week?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Was it? Man, time really flies when you don't do anything with your life.
Well, that's the episode, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Good to hear you all.
Yeah. 90. Wow. Pretty big milestone. I really wish I was wearing pants for this one. It really feels like a pants-wearing type anniversary.
Save that for the big 100.
What a weird thing to say.
I'm not wearing pants for 100. Neither should you be. 90. Isn't there like a list of like materials that you do for like anniversaries, and 90s probably something? I don't know if anyone gets to like a 90th anniversary.
We should have a 90s party.
You mean like reminiscing about the good old days?
A bit of both.
I don't know any relationship that lasts for 90 years. Most people clock out before then.
Well, that means it's not over then,
true.
Does it? And please don't say clock out. That's
well, I mean, until one of them absorbs the life force of another one and just keeps going. You know, that whole shtick.
We're doing the whole Shang Tsung thing now, are we?
Shang Tsung celebrated a 90th anniversary.
Their soul is his.
Oh, good. Yeah, anyone have any fun stories to share, or should we just do the boring thing and actually deliver the content that the people want?
No. I've got a funny story. So, as we all very well aware...
Patrick, I'm scared.
Seth, I didn't think you were serious.
Unironically, you asked. So, as everybody is well aware of the Stephen law, I was, after spending 2 short weeks in Melbourne, I moved back up to Sydney for a friend's wedding. I was a groomsman. Very beautiful wedding. Congratulations to the lucky couple.
Will they make it to a 90th anniversary?
Hopefully. We can only... Actually, I hope they don't, because they said they put me in their will.
I can't wait for them to look back on this happy moment 90 years from now, and they were like, man, that was such a good podcast episode by that Steve guy.
I'll play it at their divorce party. Anyway, so the groom's given his speech at the reception. Gorgeous speech, the love of my life.
Did he shout us
out? No, he didn't. He said that I could play episode 89 on the DJ, so it worked out.
Was the first dance to the Poke Village music?
Oh, hang on. I think it was, actually.
That feels like it would have been a little too late for that. Unless they played it in reverse.
Well,
no, they started at the ceremony. Like, they started playing it at the ceremony.
Yeah, you do the whole 2.5 hours moment of silence where you listen to the episode, and then you kick off the reception and first dance on the outro.
Yeah. Anyway, so the groom's given his speech. Yep, love of my life, etc., etc. Then he goes, you know what? Ever since we first met, there's been one thing I've always wanted to say to you. And like the whole reception's quiet. He's like, oh, fuck, he's going to say like, fuck some chick and he's giving her an STI or something. The tension was palpable. And then he goes, my wife.
Weird thing for you to assume.
You completely talked over the punchline.
It's okay, the punchline wasn't funny. I heard both.
I thought it was fucking hysterical. It was one of those, yeah, I was literally fucking, I was stunned.
I also heard both, and yeah, I think they're a shoo-in for not making it to 90. So I guess congratulations, or sorry that happened.
When you're referencing a movie that's 17 years old, yeah, it's not going to make it.
If it makes you feel any better, because he's a true comrade, I went up to him after the reception and said, our wife.
So does this officially make her that guy's wife?
Oh, wait, hang on. Ooh. You know what? It does.
I love the idea of Steve walking up and just Kanye Westing like the fucking groom speech. I'm gonna let you finish, but first I got to say our wife, and then he just drops the mic and walks away.
Yeah.
And then everyone stands and claps.
Yeah, that was his Taylor Swift moment. But yeah, gorgeous ceremony. $40,000.
I'm glad. What the fuck? Okay. Well, I hope it was.
Yeah.
Wait. Your mate made a Borat my wife joke at a $40,000 ceremony.
Well, it was at the reception, so let's say the ceremony costs 10 and the reception costs 30.
You know what? It's coming back around. I actually think that's pretty funty.
It's so low class.
Ceremony, and that's how it goes out. Yeah.
I'm sad because that's almost as much as I make in a year.
They've been saving for a while. Let's leave it at that. Happy birthday to the couple. Happy wedding birthday, that is. And if you've got some funny my wife stories, please send them in. I was literally thought it was fucking hysterical.
You know what? If your wife is funny, send her in.
Oh, hang on. Let him send. Where should they send them, Pat?
We'll get them on the pod.
Adultery isn't a joke.
I'm not. No, I'm
send them
serious.
to Fast Travel Lounge on Twitter or X minus one of the L's. You can keep the L or you can give it to your wife. You know, it's up to you, really. Buyer's choice. Buyer is not the right word there. I apologize. Anyway, so around lunch for this week, moving swiftly along, I will kick us off. I have some Monster Hunter news to share. I swear to God, I swear this time, I know the last 7 times I said that, it wasn't quick. This time it'll be quick. Trust.
Steven,
and
I don't
the
trust.
Steamchart game.
I do trust.
Trust me, bro. Hey, there we go. Okay, you know what? For that trust, you get to go next, Steve. What have you been up to this week?
So I have played a little bit of everything. Yes, every game possible. No, just because the way like timelines.
Even the game of life.
Yeah. Yep. And put a couple of hours in and then go to sleep. No, so I played a little bit of Starfield and then I went to the wedding and then came back and played a little bit of Starfield. While I was up in Sydney, I thought I'd have a bit more like me time in quotation marks. So I brought my Switch and I got 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. So I got an hour and a half in that. And the Pokemon DLC came out today. So I was quickly playing this when I got home from work. And yeah, so I can say a little bit of all 3 of those games. So naturally, it'll become a 60-minute in-depth discussion about all of them. So strap yourselves in, everybody.
Looking forward to that. And Seth, what have you been up to while Steve's been out hustling and grustling his way through every game in existence? Hopefully, you've also been doing something equally interesting.
I did the first playthrough of Armored Core 6, if that counts.
You know what? That's better, actually. I like that more. Tell me more.
One playthrough.
Like right now, like actually go into it.
God, no. Just give me the like. What, you're gonna give us the synopsis on the first playthrough?
Yeah. Basically, I'll just like when I talk about Armored Core, I'll just be like, hey, this is what I thought of first playthrough. There's 2 more to go through, so I hope to get through them by the time we record next week.
I'll wait till I'll wait till we're actually on the lounge before I get in depth on it.
Mate, what do you think we're recording from? We're not recording from the kitchen. This isn't the fast travel kitchen.
But we're going around the lounge, so I get the feeling it's like a duck goose situation. So it just sort of that's why I always assumed it was.
But it's Ralph. It's Ralph Wiggum, and it's just Duck the whole time. And then Goose is actually just Goose Game, and it's honking with a knife. Anyway, Steamchart game. Let's kick us off. I feel like we've been really bad about when it is that we do this each episode. It's always either like right at the start or like right at the end.
Good game.
You know what? It keeps people on their toes.
Yeah, keeps people on their Steam charts.
I guess I feel like most people probably look at what the synopsis is before they play the episode. They probably have some
Nobody
idea.
does that. There is no person that looks at the synopsis.
I put all these timestamps in, and no one uses them.
It's the illusion of choice, Seth. It's the illusion of choice. They think they want to know. They want to know just in case at one time they do. And you know what? You never do.
Steve, we've been putting your credit card information in the synopsis this whole time.
How would I know? Nobody looks at it. Credit card's still fine.
I'm sorry you got spoiled on Guardians of the Galaxy. I put in the timestamp. It was light spoilers.
Maybe they're too strong. They didn't think it was like, I don't know. I'm just talking shit now. Where are we? What are we doing?
Different armor class.
No one actually complained about that either.
And the person that complained about them, are they in the room with us now?
So, first one of these. I have 2 Steamchart questions because I always do. The first one is a rather simple game, if you will. We actually touched on this briefly. I'm going to get gaslit into whether it was 1 week or 2 weeks ago, but when Seth hit me with the Armored Core stats, I figured it's time for a little bit of a check-in, a little bit of a follow-up. So the game is, I'll even give you the all-time peak because that's not what this is going to be about. It's the all-time peak for Elden Ring, 952,000, and for Armored Core 6, 156,000. My question to you: who has the highest 24-hour peak, and what are the either one or both numbers of each game?
Ooh,
exactly. So Elden Ring been out for a while, but had massive staying power. Armored Core out recently, but not nearly as high number of all-time player count, all-time peak.
I'm going to say it's Armored Core, and I'm going to say what was all-time peak, 130k ish.
Yeah, all-time peak is 150, I think. Let me just pull the 156,022 people.
Okay, I think it's Armored Core at the moment, and I think
Okay.
the 24-hour peak would be around 95k.
Interesting. That's a lot of staying power. It's been out for a bit. Starfield's come out since. A few other games have come out since. You think the all-time peaks only dropped by 30%? That's actually a pretty reasonable guess. But Steve, what about you?
Oh, I'd say Elden Ring definitely.
Okay.
It just
just throw out a number.
130,000.
24 hour?
24. Yeah, sorry, yeah, 24 hours.
So double check. Yeah, so 130,000 people are playing Elden Ring in the last 24 hours.
As in, like,
yeah, 24-hour peak is the last 24 hours.
Yeah, sorry, no,
just the last 24 hours.
I thought it was the highest 24 hours.
Because if that was the case, that's the all-time peak.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, no, I understand how these things work. I'm just having a stroke.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like 20,000. Like, it's still high.
Interesting.
Do you think Elden Ring's in the lead and it's at 20k?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're locking that in.
Yeah, no. I don't know.
So it's actually pretty close. So it is Armored Core with the highest 24-hour peak between the two of them, and it's 39,335.
Okay, so I was really overestimating that.
You were really overestimating it. But Elden Ring, 28,000. So 10k difference. But I thought that was shockingly close because before looking at that, wouldn't have known which one was higher because Elden Ring, I mean, it had an all-time peak of nearly 1 million. It's got some staying power, and clearly it still does. 28,000 people are still playing it, every day. Well, which is cool.
A lot of live service games that like hinge on their multiplayer living wish they had that numbers.
Looking at you, Babylon's Fall. Looking at you, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
I was thinking specifically of fighting games.
Okay, just drop whatever game you want. There's been so many.
Look
at you,
Tekken,
Golem.
Street Fighter. Actually, I wonder if Street Fighter 6 24-hour peak has been doing pretty well.
I wonder what the Pokemon all-time peak is.
That's recent and it's still decently popular. Maybe that'll be next week's Steamcharts check-in.
Maybe it will be. So I guess technically by house rules, both of you get half a point.
Yes, half a point more than I usually get.
Okay. Tiebreak round. So Starfield came out recently.
600,000.
Okay, what? Dollars? People? What is that?
All-time peak. That's my guess.
All-time peak, 600k? Okay, interesting.
That's 100k more from what Steven was guessing from last week. Because
it wasn't that good last week, was it?
Last week we had this guess of how high do you think we will reach by this week's recording, and I still have all the numbers up for that. So Steven's guess was that it would be 700k. Mine was 750k, and Pat's was 650k.
Yeah, okay, so all-time peak is not that.
Do we want to do it, and do we want to do a more like accurate guess now?
Yeah, sure.
I'll do that number in a sec. Well, the main one that I wanted you to guess, number of current players. It is in the top 10 games on Steamcharts. Hit me with a ranking. I'll rule out the top 2 because it's always the same 2. It didn't beat Counter-Strike Global Offensive at 746,000 people. Go outside, guys. Jesus Christ.
It's
and it didn't beat Dota
crates.
2 at and it didn't beat Dota 2 at 289,000. So it is lower than 289,000, but this is current players. What ranking out of 10? Throw me a number, and then I'll hit you with the all-time peak.
6.
I think it's coming in at 5th place.
Interesting. Numbers. Give me the numbers. I need the numbers.
So I reckon it's 6
me the
with
money.
600,000.
600,006. So first was 745, and second was 289. But you think 5th is 600.
All right.
I just want to make sure that we're on the same page.
As soon as I said it,
I mean, I like the
works in
kid. I'll give you that. he audits government projects. That makes so much sense now.
It's all good. Nothing to see here.
Just sweep it under. It's a rounding error, really, when you think about it.
No wonder why the Liberals overspend on their budget.
They're not in anymore.
There's a reason for that.
Steve's in. He carries on the good work.
Steve getting in close with dictator Dan.
Commonwealth Games got cancelled. Why is that?
Jesus Christ. Hit me with a number. I can just give you the all-time pick. I think we're losing the audience a bit.
Oh, me.
Steve,
Sixth.
Steve says fifth. Oh, sixth?
I say six,
Right. Okay, yep. With number or just six?
Oh, just six. Yeah, I get the feeling my numbers are going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
I'm,
enough.
I'm guessing,
Seth,
I'm guessing
rank?
fifth about 100k.
About right. It is sixth with 110. So I guess you guys both get another fucking half point.
All right.
Yay! We're both winners.
Oh god, I hate it when Steam chart games go woke and everyone gets a participation medal. All-time peak according to Steam charts, 330,597 people.
Yeah, so we all vastly overestimated that last week.
Well, it's because everyone's playing on Xbox and Game Pass and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know that we had that brief discussion last week about like whether that would factor in. I still wanted to price it in a little bit because I figured Steam would be more popular than playing it on PC, as we discussed. But yeah, still out by a bit. By our house rules, none of us won that round.
Yeah, I thought Steam would get a decent bump on release day, but yeah. Apparently it's also done like 6 million players total since launch day.
Yeah. If you believe his lies.
Plus the number of comments of, I bought an Xbox Series X just to play Starfield, and I am not disappointed. So yeah, it's doing the work.
Why do you say it like that? Steven's
Tom
right
Howard
here.
can rest easy.
Works for
I know
me.
what I said. Thank you for the, as always, fun Steam chart game. And of course, it gets to segue beautifully from talking about Starfield, the Steam chart, to Steve talking about Starfield, the game.
Yeah, so
I set that
it's
up.
a game. Yeah, no.
That was a beautiful
so
segue, Patrick.
It was great.
Thank you, Seth. You didn't have to say anything, but I appreciate that you did.
Yeah, no, you reached for the moon and you ended up above the stars.
If you'd say you ended up above the field, I would have high-fived you, but
Well, better luck next time. So Starfield, for those that are unaware, last Wednesday it came out for official release. So you didn't have to spend an extra fucking $100,000 to play it fucking a week early. And if you did pay that money to spend it early, you have rocks in your head. Give me that money instead. Simply be patient.
And give us the skateboard.
Do some tricks on it. Do some tricks, but you got to make sure it's got. You got to make sure it's got like a case on that the skateboard, so it doesn't ruin the good paint on
A
it or whatever.
steelbook skateboard. Every
I mean, one of
failed
those
trick,
shitty
you just
plastic
lose
ones
your
you put-
Achilles heel. Oh man.
Yeah. So apologies. This is a game that is probably 60 to 80 hours long, and I put in like 3 or 4.
Oh, so you're in the middle of the the shit period.
Unironically, yes. Look, it is very much like an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout, where it takes a little bit to get into it. I don't know. I don't even know where to start with this. So the character creator's there. It's fine. But the weird thing is you've got these background traits you can sort of pick up. So think of it, and this is going to be a very shit example, but stay with me. So you've got like an origin for your character, and you can choose things like chef, bouncer, weightlifter, explorer, envoy, stuff like that. And that sort of is your character's origin, and you get like sort of 3 starting skills that sort of reflect that. And then you've got these traits you can pick, and you can pick up to 3. You don't have to pick 3. You can pick 0. And these 3 traits sort of don't really influence the world, but they just give you a bunch of extra things. So, for example, I picked the loyal fan as one of my perks. And all it does tell you that it's going to do this. So I don't know what I was expecting. But pretty much I just get some fucking blonde-haired motherfucker following me around telling me that I'm the greatest. And literally, this is probably within the first 45 minutes. You go to the big city and he's like, yeah, I'm your best friend. Like, you're amazing. And I'm like, I haven't done anything yet. And he's like, nope, I'm joining your crew. And you're like, yeah, cool, whatever. But it's just fucking weird. And he's always there and he's always annoying. And then you've got like sort of other things like I think one of the other traits that I picked gives me more stats in space or less stats on the ground, which kind of influences how I should be preparing combat. Like I prefer space combat over ground combat. But then at the same time, like it's much of a muchness. Just get the better weapon. And you can sort of not re-roll these, but you can remove them for a fee later on in the game. And I've sort of found that. I'm like, oh, do I want to get rid of some of these traits? But I'm like, no, I'll stick with it for a bit. There's other ones that like influence dialogue as well. Like it'll be like the perk, and it will be, or sorry, not the perk, the trait, and like, you know, that's sort of the special dialogue. So that's cool. In terms of what this game is, it is essentially Fallout and Skyrim in space. I know that's a very reductive type of compression down and a summary of what it is, but it's
like
a
every
Bethesda
Bethesda game is just Fallout and Skyrim, but in place.
It's one of them, yeah.
Yeah, like it does sort of change things with the type of scale it works with. Like with Fallout, it's sort of it's got these sort of new factions, but the world is pretty much dead, and it's the lore dump is in the history of how the world got to this point type of thing. Whereas like the Elder Scrolls series is a lot more focused in like the religions and the histories and the different races and the different cultures and all that type of thing. But with Starfield being it's set in the like 2350s or something, they've done a lot of what humanity has gotten to where it's gotten to by crossing space, colonizing other planets, etc., etc. And that sort of is cool. But then at the same time, it kind of, and maybe I'm only a couple of hours into it. I'll probably change my mind next week when I actually do get a weekend to myself to play it. But it just feels like you're just sort of in space hanging around and you're sort of you're thrust into this bigger quest just by accident. And it sort of just drags you along. At no point does it really, do I feel like I want to be in this? It's like, oh, you've resonated with this piece of metal. You have to go on this big quest to find the rest of them. And it's like, okay, but like, why? It just,
hang on, wait.
It isn't grabbing me.
Resonating with a big piece of metal. Are we talking like the first mission of Mass Effect 1 type thing? Or
very close. Look, I wasn't going to make that parallel. But yes, you're digging something out of the ground and you touch it and you have a vision.
No way. No way.
It's very close to Mass Effect 1.
Actually, okay, so like, speaking on what you think of the world, yes, I know 3 hours in, you've already said that, that's fine. So Mass Effect is my favorite space universe as a setting. And that's set roughly 2150-ish. So it's still kind of Earth-centric. Is this still kind of Earth-centric, or is this just humanity's all over the galaxy, you're just in the middle of like some random new place?
Humanity isn't all over the galaxy. What happened is like in the 2050s or 2150s, for whatever reason,
Mass Effect happened. Yeah, no, we know. We were through that law, yes.
Yeah, and then all the for whatever reason, the Earth's atmosphere kind of just fell off, so we all had to get the fuck out. Yeah, and
what does Todd Howard know?
I know, right? And then there's sort of these other factions that have sort of come up from the rubble, and there's a bunch of like corporations, as there always are. And there have been some conflicts as humanity's gotten established, but there's no like alien races or anything. It's very human-centric. Even though when you are going to other planets, you can sort of scan life forms, and they refer to aliens as like aliens as in like the cats and dogs and other animals you've got in other planets. When it says, oh, we found aliens on this planet, it's like, oh, fuck yeah, like we're getting Lectorians or something. It's like, no. You're getting fucking a bunch of dinosaurs you can scan. Yeah. And just quickly on that.
You don't even get a Kashyyyk?
Kashyyyk's a planet. Are you talking about
that's the people from Elder Scrolls?
Khajiit.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Khajiit, not Kashyyyk. Sorry.
No, that's also my bad. I thought they were called Kashyyks.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But no, you don't. No cat girls around here. Yeah, there's a.
What am I going to step on the big boob mods onto?
Okay. You're
the
out
robots.
Of here. Final. Yeah, there's a couple. I don't want to get too far into it. So the last
the
thing
robots
I'll say,
are saved for the big asses. Just look at 2B.
What do you think the B in 2B stands for, Seth?
Booty. Obviously.
No,
close.
It's boobs.
Anyway,
because she's got two boobs.
There we go.
So the two things I'll just end on the combat. That includes the ship combat as well. The ship combat feels a lot like, what was it? That Star Wars game
Battlefront 2.
That had all. Nope. It came out a couple of years ago, but it's all set in spaceships, dogfighting.
Renegade Squadron, Rogue Squadron, something Squadron.
Rogue Squadron, maybe.
I'm thinking Rogue One. That doesn't sound right.
No, I think it's Rogue Squadron. Because I think it was very close to Rogue One.
Anyway, yeah, I know the game you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so the space combat sort of feels like that. There's like this different energy you can put into different systems to enhance your blast or your engines or something. But it still feels really good. Combat on the ground or like the gunplay combat feels very good as well. Enemies sort of feel a bit bullet spongy, but maybe that just might be me going into areas where I'm a little bit underleveled for or something. I don't have the right gear. And the second thing I'll touch on is the exploration of planets. Like, as we're all probably very well aware, there's either 400 or 4,000, I can't remember which one, borderline procedurally generated planets, and a lot of them have fucking nothing on it. I've landed on a couple of just random ones just to see what's going on, and there's just nothing on there. It feels very No Man's Sky.
I was going to say, just brain static in No Man's Sky.
It does sort of feel like No Man's Sky, and from what I've read, because I've read a bunch of reviews and heard people talk about it, and a lot of people are comparing it to No Man's Sky.
The most unkind thing I've been seeing of people talking about their impressions of the game is it's a lesser No Man's Sky.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that's an unfair comparison. Like, it's No Man's Sky is specifically built to, you land on a planet, you check it out, you scan everything, you take your resources and you fuck off and leave. Whereas this, it's not designed for that. Like, the idea is that you go onto a planet, you either establish an outpost, you're there for a while. Like, it's not in and out. It's fun to be, you go in, you do a couple of quests, if you're on one of those planets that have quests.
Ah, so it's the base building update for No Man's Sky.
Very close, actually. Yeah, very close. Well, from what I'm gathering as well, and I haven't interacted with any of this kind of stuff yet, so I'm still on the process. And a lot of the criticism is that I have personally is that if you're going on a planet just to do one mission or just to speak to someone, it's a cutscene to land. Then you go off, you do your thing, and you come back, cutscene to get off the planet, cutscene to leave the system you're in. And that kind of slows down the pace. But then when you think about it, you're essentially just fast traveling. So it's sort of just that kind of cutscene. It's just sort of splitting the cutscene up into 3 parts. But if you made it one cutscene, it'd be like, all right, well, I don't feel like I'm going back into my ship and flying off. It's just fast traveling between planets. I'm still sort of enjoying my time with it. But yeah, I have to play it more. It is one of those games that it's like that even if you don't really like it in the first 5 or 10 hours, it'll be like by the time you hit hour 15, hour 20, like, nah, fuck this game. This game's amazing. Love it. So that's sort of where my head's at with it.
Yeah, fair enough. Is that where you want to leave your impressions for now, or any final thoughts? Or
yeah, no, that's where I will. I sort of touched on everything without giving nothing too much in detail. I probably spoke to a bit too much longer. I just wanted this to go for 5 minutes. But yeah, it seems okay. I just want to keep going. I need to play it.
Is it living up to your expectations? Are you glad you bought that Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition for me so you could just get Starfield for free on Game Pass?
Fuck, what a rogue thing to say. Absolutely unhinged. I don't know. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be like at this point. Like, I knew I'd be getting a bunch of quests. I knew I would just have scratched the surface. Like, I knew I would feel like this. Like, I just have to keep playing. And it's like Fallouts, like your Elder Scrolls. You always feel a bit overwhelmed because it's throwing all this stuff and all this lore and all these characters at you. And then by the time you sort of realize what's going on, it's like, oh, fuck yeah, this is great. And probably when I go down into those more faction-y type of quests and I get into a lot more of the specifically crafted missions, I get the feeling I probably gel a lot with it. Because I do love the Fallout series. I do love the Elder Scrolls series. Probably close to my favorite series. Yeah. But yeah, I can't wait to keep playing this.
Man, well, thank you for that, Steve. Why don't we go from Starfields to Armored Cores? Saif, what's the first playthrough like?
The first playthrough is actually really cool for Armored Core. Like, I got into...
Okay, thanks for that, Saif. Next up.
Now, you listen here, you bastard. Wait, hold on. Let me go through our group chat and make sure I'm allowed to call you the C word. Or is that exclusively for the subscription services that raise your price?
You know what? Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Armored
Did
Core.
you like it?
Yeah, I've put about 25 hours into Armored Core now for the first playthrough. The second and third should go a lot faster because I've actually got endgame weapons, and recently they put out a patch that buffed a bunch of weapons and slightly nerfed some of the bosses, I believe. But yeah, I did the entire first playthrough before the patch, so I can officially say that I have beaten the game. Anyone else from this point on has not beaten the game if they start fresh.
And that they are not a true gamer. Yeah,
this is the Radahn situation all over again. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. For people that don't know what Armored Core is, this is basically it's a really fast-paced third-person shooter where you play as a mecha, and all of your equipment and like your entire build is fully customizable. Like you can swap out the weapons on each arm, swap out the weapons on each shoulder, like change what body, what legs, what head, and what arms you have. Different legs do different things. They even have like tank treads as legs, so that you have like something that's more ground-based but a lot faster on the ground than other units would be, and also can drift.
How do you drift with tank treads?
I don't
it's
know.
a trolley problem.
It's a little unwieldy for me. I'm not a fan of the tank treads right now, but maybe I'll do a playthrough where I try them out.
Is it like Mario Kart where you hop and then drift and then little like sparks come out the sides when you wiggle back and forth enough? Wait, actually?
Yeah, essentially, yes.
No way.
Not
Holy
completely,
shit.
But it is like, yeah, no, you do your dodge left or right, and if you keep holding it down, then you're just going to keep drifting along the ground.
That's amazing.
That's I don't know if that's good.
You also have like back knee jointed legs, so they give you like better jumping power than regular legs do.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
And those are all for more
But
lightweight
it means that you
builds.
can't sit on chairs anymore.
It does, but I haven't seen any chairs the size of an Armored Core yet, so we're not worried about that just now.
It's coming in DLC, bro. Trust me.
I wouldn't mind DLC for this game, honestly, because even after 25 hours, I think like with like Bomb Rush, Cyberpunk, and Pizza Tower, I guess my short complaint is, I guess I wish there was more here, because there's just like there's a lot of good levels and boss fights in this game, but they do repeat a few things a little bit, and yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, talk me through how a 25-hour experience leaves you going, man, I wish it was longer. Like,
there's like
25 hours is not a short game.
No, but it's 6 chapters, and they just kind of padded out with like arena fights where you fight unique Armored Core builds. They're all stuff that you can make yourself, but they just like make it AI. And yeah, there's like it's just like it gets that length because whenever you get to certain boss fights, they become a wall for a little bit. The end of chapter 1 boss, I think it was. This one's called Bolteus, and it's like the big wall besides the tutorial boss.
That's the helicopter one, isn't it? Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, the tutorial is the helicopter boss. Bolteus is one that they showed in trailers where he's got like 2 rings around him that just shoot a shit ton of missiles at you, and it's really hard to dodge them.
The bullet hell one?
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen that in the trailers.
Yeah. That's I don't know. Did you end up having to cheese him?
No. So what ended up happening with Bolteus for me was that the first night I spent an hour and a half on him and was just kind of walled. And the funny thing with his mission is that there's like a mid boss as well in that level. So at first I was walled for about 15-ish minutes on that mid boss. And then once I got past him, I got to Bolteus, and then I started getting walled, and then I was like, I need to quit out of the mission and go change my gear around, because you can't, like, you can change gear when you die, but you can't buy and sell equipment unless you go back to the main menu.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what sort of system that is.
Yeah. Something nice about this, though, is a 100% refund when you sell things back to the shop.
Okay. That's mad.
Yeah. Apparently in older Armored Core games, they were, like most other games, you sell them back at a loss. This is just like, no, straight up 100% refund, sell whatever you want, go make an entirely new build with all the money that you've earned so far. It's really, really nice and makes experimenting in the game a lot easier, and just changing out your builds. It just means that you have to go through the mission again. But after I got to Bolteus and hit him as well, after swapping out my gear, I was just rinsing the mid boss every time I ran into him and just making it straight back to Bolteus just to be walled by it again. So the first night I spent like an hour and a half on Bolteus, and then I was going to keep banging my head against that wall until I won, but I accidentally hit restart mission instead of restart checkpoint. And I was like, you know what? It's late enough. I'm going to go to sleep now. I made that mistake. I'm going to lay in bed and cry for a little bit. We recorded the podcast the next night, so I couldn't go straight back into it. But in the night after that,
I went
make
it our fault, huh?
Yeah, definitely. But with 2 nights of rest, I came back fully refreshed, ready to take on Voltaeus. I did it first try. No
I was gonna say,
problem.
where you got walled.
Yeah. No, I broke down that wall right away. I swapped out to a gun that's like, so Voltaeus has a shield around it, and there's certain weapons that eat through shields easier. So after I swapped out to that, it just rinsed it.
So with that, right? Because these sorts of games are quite sort of build and experiment dependent and things. Even though you can get 100% refund, which more games would do that. I think Monster Hunter does that as well, actually.
That's fucking sick.
So two questions on that. One, is it just cash, or are there other materials? So I'm thinking Monster Hunter crafting for whatever reason, like particular resources for particular things. And then two, is there like a loadout kind of system where you can save a particular build if you haven't refunded it, that you can sort of hot swap between different loadouts, or is it like you have to go and alter each piece when you want to mix up the build?
So loadouts, yes, that's in there. So you can save out whatever loadout you want, and then like swap out, and then like, oh, I don't really feel like this, I'll go back to my old build just with a click of a button. It's right there. Yeah, that's fine. With currency, for weapons and mech pieces, it's all money that you earn through the missions. But for things like damage mitigation upgrades and small extra abilities like being able to surround yourself in a shield, those cost chips, which are all through the side arena. There's like 26 to 30 fights that slowly open up throughout the course of the game. Like they wall them off like, these are the rank F fights, these are rank D fights, and then go on until you reach rank 6 at the last chapter. So yeah,
right, I see what you mean.
Yeah, they slowly roll those out. So when you fight them, they give you like CPU chips, and then you spend those for the upgrades. And those are also 100% refundable. Like you don't get walled off by like, oh, I didn't like this upgrade, I want to refund it. No, you can refund them, get all the chips you spent on it back, and then go put it into something else.
Are there upgrades on a particular loadout piece, or if you equip the flamethrower, is it like you've equipped the flamethrower and then you'd swap the flamethrower for something else?
Certain weapon types. So it's like upgrade how much like bullet damage would do, and then upgrade how much plasma damage would do, and then upgrade how much rockets would do. So they'll affect all of the weapons in those categories. It's just upgrading that category.
Because that's the one hindrance with that system that makes experimentation hard, where even if it lets you experiment, if you have one weapon class that you've upgraded, it's so hard to switch off of that unless you know that it's like equivalent on another weapon class.
Yeah.
Is there a certain amount of loadouts you can have? Like, is it you capped out of a maximum of 5 or something? Or
I haven't actually checked that. No, so I'm not sure.
If there's a loadout system, I'd imagine it would be pretty like. I'd be surprised if it did something like cap at 5. I'd imagine it would be just
because
some stupid high number.
Yeah, because there's also a decal system in the game, and like the stickers you can place on the mech, it also has like a stupid high amount of layers you can do. And
what's the funniest decal you've seen?
Oh god, it's either Hildebrand from Final Fantasy 14 as a mech, Peter Griffin as a mech, or someone doing Kirby's Suck It mechanic from the latest game as a mech.
Sorry?
Oh, I see.
You know the mouthful mode. The mouthful mode.
Yeah,
mouthful mode.
Yeah, okay. I was like, what do you mean?
That's excellent.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty fucking good. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them floating around. Like I've seen like Optimus Prime or the Eva from Evangelion.
Yeah, there's those as well. I've seen Mega's XLR done, which base reference. It's an old Cartoon Network mecha show. It was really good.
Oh, and I guess Zoids isn't quite the same sort of thing, but
yeah, no, those are more animal ones.
Zoids was such a good show.
It was. I guess like another 4 hours of my playtime was also just doing like custom decals and putting them on my mech, and then they get erased when I change a part, so I got to go back in and put it on a new part. I was screen sharing with Jake, and he'd like the first day he just watched me for like an hour as I'm doing like my first really bad decal sticker. It's like, I could be playing the game, but this is a lot of fun.
Nice. That's such a good use of time.
It is. There was something else.
Do you have like a baby on board triangle or something in the back window?
No, because
or like a how's my driving bumper sticker? Oh no, like a honk for Jesus bumper sticker.
no. So one I did that's kind of on that level is there's a character that calls you tourist. Like everyone gives you a different code name. There's the main one you get is like Raven621. Another one is like G13, but there's a character that calls you tourist. So after a little while, I was like, you know what? She's called me this so much and she's popping up a lot. I'm going to do those hello, my name is stickers. And then in the big white patch, it says tourist.
I don't think I get it. Whatever. Play-ons are cool.
And yeah.
Have a sense of humor.
At some point, so this is getting into like the patch before I cap this off. The patch, people were worried about nerfing weapons because there's a gun and shoulder combo called double Zimmermans and double Songbirds. The Songbirds on each missile, on each shoulder is 2 missiles that'll do a shit ton of damage, and the Zimmermans
wait. Let me guess. The 2 Zimmermans are the Blom sounds from Hans Zimmerman's no, it's Hans Zimmer. Damn it! Oh, I was thinking Hans Zimmer, like the Blom cannons from Inception. That'd be so good. Yeah, but no, that's Zimmer, not Zimmerman.
It feels like it because they're close to medium range shotguns that absolutely demolish shield and health. So
hey, I was closer than I thought, but I'm so upset that the joke didn't land.
Well, you get him next time.
That it wasn't a clean landing.
So people were worried that build was going to get nerfed, like either decrease, like probably heavily nerfed the Zimmermans because they're the problem guns of the build. But no, instead they just buffed other guns to try and get them as good as the Zimmermans, which, you know, I'm really thankful they did that. Like, I'm not a fan of nerfing. I'm more of a fan of buffing things to be as broken as a good thing. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. Like, it's super high-paced, fast-paced guns blazing combat. It's not like a cover shooter. This is more like you're always in the open and you're just trying to dodge around things and charge in and charge out. It's a lot of fun. On a weird tangent, it kind of makes me want to go and play Vanquish. Like, finally go polish off Vanquish and actually play that properly. Because that's also a very fast-paced third-person shooter along a similar line. But no, just for Armored Core alone, really, really enjoyed this. Really looking forward to doing the other playthroughs. I've been told that in New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus, there's little bits of dialogue changes, so I'm kind of looking forward to doing those and finding things I missed.
So what does New Game Plus even do? Is it
different
special?
Endings? You get different endings for every playthrough, and there's free endings.
Cool. So you got to play it more times.
Yep. Yeah, so fantastic game. I really highly recommend it. It's also on a cheaper end. Like, everyone's going up to these to the $70 price tag, and FromSoft is just like, here, like, yeah, no, we're going to keep it at 60, and people are going to accept that. I think it was like 80 or 90 on Steam. I didn't buy it for myself. I got it as a birthday present, which was also like saved me money and was highly appreciated, and just made me enjoy it more because I didn't have to spend my own money on it in a weird way.
Do you enjoy it more?
Yeah.
Well, hang on. What I'm trying to say
just said that.
No. Hang on. What I'm trying to say is, like, if were you forced to enjoy it more?
No.
Like, because you're not thinking of it a way as, I paid $1, therefore I should get 1 hour of game and so on and so forth. So, like, after you finished it in 25 hours, were you thinking, that was a pleasant surprise or something? I don't think I'm articulating myself anymore, but I've asked the question, so you have to answer.
No, because I feel like I know my tastes enough that I like watching trailers and presentations. I have a pretty good grasp on what my expectations for a game is. And
good, you shouldn't think about money versus time spent.
Yeah,
this is a trick question.
Yeah, no, like I paid $60, I should get 60 hours out of this is a bullshit thing to me anyway. But yeah, it's exceeded my expectations, but not like massively blew it out. It's just I expected to go into this enjoying it, and I got more enjoyment out of it than I thought I would.
Cool.
And I like on the topic of did I feel like forced enjoyment? No, like if I thought it was shit, I would have just told my friend, yeah, look, I'm glad you got me the game, but it's kind of shit.
Ugh. Good game.
I'd still finish it. But yeah, I'd be pretty blunt about saying, yeah, no, I finished it. Wasn't that good though. But no, it's a really good game. I highly recommend it. I think at the moment I'm sitting at a 9 out of 10, and the other playthroughs will just determine if it stays there or goes lower.
Surely it doesn't go lower.
Yeah, I doubt it. It really needs to fumble the bag to go lower. Like the other playthroughs have to feel really worthless.
Well, you'll just speed through them. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Cool, neat. Glad you enjoy it. I'm going to get this very soon when it goes on sale.
You know what? That's fair.
I will also be getting it at some point, either when it's on sale or just when it comes up in. It's like near the top of the list of like next games to play, but it's still shit. I still need to finish Hollow Knight. Anyway, yeah, same sort of boat. Like you telling me all this is just like making me. I was already interested. Nothing I've heard has made me less interested. I'm just as interested. So
yeah, no, this is one of those games where just talking about it, I think just kind of meets the expectations you already have.
Absolutely, but
I love mechs so much.
Stuff. Oh yeah, why don't you marry one?
I'm trying.
Well, while you think about which mech you want to marry, why don't you tell us about the 13 Sentinels you have on the side?
Oh, okay. This is interesting because this is a mech game as well. I don't really know how to explain this game because I've really played it for like a couple of hours.
Explain it to your parents or?
Both.
So all you've done is read for it so far?
No, I've done a couple of the So this game is split into two parts. There are
the reading and the writing.
Well, you say reading, but it's not wrong because it is a VN disguised as a side-scrolling kind of adventure. Because like you do a cutscene and it's like okay, and then like you're sort of in a side-scrolling environment, but you can't go anywhere, so you just have to talk to the person you're just talking to. Make it one fucking cutscene. I don't know. There's interactions with like you can like get clues and different things from different parts of the story, and then you can ask the person about it. And I think there's branching paths, so I think depending on what you ask the person or where you go, you can get into different things. That's where that side-scrolling part goes into it, but I'm not really sure about that. And the second part is it's like real-time strategy mech combat. It's incredibly basic, as in like there's a couple of dots on the map, and it's like you get your mechs and you use like an ability and you bomb down a bunch of these. They're actually called kaijus. And it is pretty fun. I get the feeling that I have no fucking clue what the story is because the game it's going back and forth in time. Like, because it's big surprise, 13 Sentinels, there's 13 fucking characters we're following. And big surprise because it's a Japanese game. Can you guess the age of release of 13 people?
Oh God.
They're all in fucking high school. Fucking congratulations.
One of them's an adult though, I think, right?
Spoiler alert. I don't know if she's one of the 13. I think, no, the one you're thinking of is like the grade above. So instead of being in year
the one that's in all
11, they're being in year 12. I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Oh, God.
I know which one that Seth's looking at. But yeah, so it seems to be going across...
my search history right now.
Forwarding it to the FBI. It seems to be split between just before World War II, so 1938, and then some parts in 1985. Then I think it's 2020, and then it's 2040 something, I think. There's probably more time frames. I'm not really sure what's going on, and there's time travel, they're going back and forth. I can't really keep track of it, but I think that's what it's supposed to be like. And then probably by the end of it, I'll be like, whoa, of course I get it. But yeah, this game came out in 2019. I've heard it's very good. Very much up my alley, but it's on the Switch and the PlayStation 4. I'm not even sure if it made it to Steam. But I was kind of waiting for it to come to Xbox and it didn't. And for the game's 4th anniversary. No, the game just recently sold like 1 million copies. So it's like, you know what? Just because it sold 1 million copies, we're putting it on 75% off. So if that sale's still up, go buy. I don't know if this is one of those games where it's not for everyone. I can already sort of feel that. Like if you don't like VNs, don't play this game because I get the feeling it's probably 80% story, 20% that mech combat. And that, I say mech combat in quotation marks. It's not really combat, it's just RTS. Like it sort of feels like Fire Emblem, but if there was like 5 of you on the battlefield and there was a bunch of other enemies and then one attack could take out a bunch of other enemies type of stuff. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe this. And maybe I shouldn't have brought this up until I do. But it's okay. I'm done. I don't know what else to say. I'm really regretting bringing this up now. Maybe edit this out, Seth. I think I'm just too early.
Man's lost for words.
Yeah, I'm just like too early in this game to A, know what it's trying to do, and B, to formulate an opinion. Like I've probably put roughly the same amount of time into this as I put into Starfield. But with Starfield, I know what it's trying to do. With this, it's just lore
13
dump,
Sentinels is going to be a long haul because it is very story focused, and you do need to make it through a few character chapters to really get it.
Yeah. But
So let's salvage it then. So you've put the same amount of time into this as you have Starfield, and you have a few things that you've liked about Starfield already, even though you're sort of in the midst of it not of it being a slow starter, right? We've already talked about that. So even if you don't really know what the game's trying to do, what parts are you enjoying, or what's the draw that makes you want to keep coming back to it? And if there isn't one, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, so I think because it drops you at a point of time where it's like it feels like it's dropping me halfway through a story. So it's like all these characters know each other, and then there's like you'll get through like a chapter of the prologue, and then it's like teleporting to the future, and you're in this mechs and you've got a mech battle. So it feels like it's okay, it's 1985. I'm in school with my friends. We're talking about going to a movie. And then kind of, yeah, cool. Bye. See you guys tomorrow. And then it's flash forward. We're all in these mechs. We're all naked. We're fighting these.
Hold up, what?
Yeah. Sorry. I must not have mentioned it, but because it's a Japanese game, they're all naked in these mechs for whatever reason. And I'm not sure of that process. I'm not sure why they are. So it is the. I don't know what's going on. That's why I want to go back to it. I'm like, what's going on? And I think it's now the more that I'm talking and rambling, I think I can appreciate the way that this tells the story. It's quite simple to be like, okay, these kids are in school. They're all friends. I know what's going on. And then it's, oh shit, they're in the future shooting each other. And then then you go to a different chapter and it's 1938 and this kid is, I think he's like an officer in the war, but he's obviously like fucking 15, 16. And he's chasing someone, and this person is actually from the future, and then they teleport to the future, but they bring him along, and then he's stuck in 1985, and he's like, I don't know where I am. I think
he's also naked and in a mech.
Yeah, pretty much. It just sort of feels like it's drawing me along, and the mech combat is very, very simple and very easy so far. Anyway, it'll probably get harder later. So, and that sort of feels like a good palate cleanser. Like you get half an hour of cutscenes, and then it's 15 minutes of mech battle, and then it's back to cutscenes. So it feels like, okay, cool. I'm sick of listening to these fuckers talk. Mech time. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, I'm sick and tired of shooting things down. Back to cutscenes. Yeah. And it does sort of feel like it does that balance very well. But I think the story and the way that it's told, and it's got voice acting as well. And Seth covered this one. Because, I know, I was just about to say that. It's got like English voiceovers as well. So I've been using the English voiceover. Fantastic voice acting. But yeah, no, I will stick with this game. We always finish what we start here at Fast Travel Lounge. But I want to go back to it. It's just a shame that I'm playing a bunch of games at the moment. I am sort of liking this game on the Switch because I can play it in bed because it feels like I'm reading a book in bed. I'll let you do with that information what you will.
Well, I'm gonna have to scrub that mental image out of my head. Right. Any closing thoughts on that, or is that what you want to leave the audience with?
Yes, I'm enjoying it, and I want to go back to it, but I don't really know what it's doing. It just seems like it's a lot of different generations.
Oh, wow! Actually, teeing me up for once. God, I love your work, Steve. Sometimes
I try. Yeah, no, too late. Good Stevening, everyone.
No, there we go. I
heard good Stevening, everyone, and I was going to ask if I was safe, but no.
Well, as you guys have known, as well as anyone that's been listening to this podcast since 2018, I've been trying to get through Monster Hunter Generations, which came out on 3DS in 2015, I think. That seems about right. And then Generations Ultimate came out 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. I think it was 2018. And so I picked up Generations Ultimate as soon as I could back in 2018 on Switch, only available on Switch. And because it's designed, like, you can start a fresh save on there, but the whole idea is that you go from Generations to Generations Ultimate, so you port your save, but you'd be going from 3DS to Switch. And so at the time, I was still playing DS with a few friends who, we were just having fun bumming around on Generations. So I ported the save data once and then played a couple hours on Generations Ultimate and then didn't touch it. And I actually don't think I booted it since 2018. And so since then, me and another hardcore Monster Hunter friend of mine were like, all right, let's actually do this. Let's actually finish off Generations and move to Generations Ultimate. And so I know I'm rehashing stuff that I've said, but just for the context of this bit. And so we decided that we would arbitrarily determine when the end of Monster Hunter Generations was, because fuck trying to get S rank on every arena quest, and fuck trying to fight enough monsters to get the gold small crown and the gold big crown for every large monster in the game. Because that shit just, that's too much. That's too much. Instead, we said we will do all of the deviants and all of the other awards that kind of made sense that you would expect to get without just needlessly grinding for a random chance. Like if you could grind to get somewhere, that it was worth getting the award. And so finally, ladies and gentlemen, after 468 hours, which is a disgusting amount of time, I ported my save data to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. And holy shit, just swapping from 3DS to Switch, massive upgrade. So like it's literally the same game. Well, it's an expanded game of what it was on 3DS. So where I saved the game on the 3DS version and then ported the save, that is where I loaded in Generations Ultimate. So same area, for example, but the graphical upgrade is insane. And I probably remarked on it when I first booted it back in 2018, but it's really interesting because I, since then, have played through all of Monster Hunter World on the PC and all of Sunbreak, all of Rise, at least as the base game on Switch, and then again on PC, and then Sunbreak on PC. And Generations Ultimate on Switch, I think, still graphically holds up, even though it's a much older game than both of those. It's really interesting. 3DS looks great for 3DS, but not amazing. But I'm shocked at how good the Switch version looks, even now, year of our Lord 2023.
How does it run?
In terms of run, I mean, the beautiful thing is that I never had any issues with how it ran on 3DS. I've never had a crash or a stutter. I might have had a stutter, but I think it was more network. But runs really well. Like there's no complaints as to how it runs.
I'd be worried if it didn't run well, but since it's a 3DS game originally.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's like a 3DS game originally, but it is everything is kind of done up, right? So it's not like it's just a copy paste job. It's not like you're running a 3DS game on Switch. It is its own game. Just the game is based on what was on 3DS.
Right. I just don't think they can. I don't think they can upgrade everything to start pushing the Switch. It's nicer than a 3DS game, but it's not going to start pushing the Switch. And if it was, I'd be worried.
Yeah. Very true. It's really we were both just amazed because we did a couple multiplayer games just to kind of test out what it was like playing on Switch. It is weird, the muscle memory of how you play on 3DS to muscle memory of playing on a Switch. It is different because normally, I mean, for one, the whole touchscreen is just not there anymore, and the touchscreen you usually use for things like Hunter Arts and item quick select and a few other just kind of nice to haves, which you no longer get. And so there's a little bit of a muscle memory trip of you have two extra shoulder buttons that now do things, and you have a camera that you can move with your right stick rather than the left D-pad, although maybe the new 3DSs with the C stick might have also done camera work. I don't know. I never had a new 3DS. But my 3DS can finally rest. It has been going for thousands of hours of Monster Hunter and Pokemon. And she's tired. She needs a rest, and holy shit, has she earned it. As I said, the thumb pad was like falling off, trying to finish up the last little bit in in
Oh, since
Generations.
Raw dog the metal spike that comes out of it. Man, you'd have fucking cut your
No,
fingers off.
it's not a metal spike. It's like a little plastic dish, and the only thing over the top is like a little plastic silicon covering. So it's not that bad, but you know that it's slipping because it normally doesn't move, and you can like slide it accidentally with your thumb just while using the DS. But yeah, I'm really. I think overall I'm just surprised because I actually don't know how many hours I have in Sunbreak. Probably should have looked that up before this, but I assume ballpark 100 hours in Sunbreak.
Oh,
Sorry, not Sunbreak. I keep saying Sunbreak. Rise. I'd say I have ballpark 100 hours in Rise. I know that I've got 200 plus hours in Rise and Sunbreak on PC, but I'm just thinking Monster Hunter Rise on Switch. And what was funny was at the time, because that was after playing World, which is still the best looking Monster Hunter game, hands down, that that Rise is a graphical downgrade. But now I've been playing Generations for so long that Generations Ultimate is a massive graphical upgrade. So it'll be really interesting if I decide to boot Sunbreak at some point over the next little bit and then compare that with Generations Ultimate, because that would be an interesting comparison. But it's even just the things like when you use a fire weapon, say, in 3DS can't really model the texture nicely. It just looks like it doesn't look bad, and like it does a little fire effect, and you know that it's a fire effect, but it is just a little fire effect. If you kind of know what I mean, it's kind of like a not cartoony, but you know what I mean. Like it's not a. I feel like I want to say it's not a real fire effect, but that doesn't make any sense.
No, I think it's like the difference between like it's a fire effect versus it's an orange line on the screen, and you can sort of tell
a little bit like that. Yeah, a little bit like that. And so that when I swapped to fire weapons to fight something in Generations Ultimate, and then it actually looks like a fire texture on the weapon hit effect, it was like, holy shit. Like it just like little touch-ups like that just look so much better. And because it's on the Switch, being able to just plug it into a TV, or in my case, a computer monitor, and then seeing it on an even bigger screen, which is, 10x what the size of my DS screen is. Overall, just really, really surprised how well it holds up, because it's a 5-6-year-old game at this point. So I'll keep playing little bits of that. That'll be not necessarily the focus of what I play, but that's definitely something I'll be playing more of over the next little bit to finally get through and get through like Valstrax, which I've already fought in games since, but Atla-Ka is the main one, because Atla-Ka hasn't made a reappearance, and Atla-Ka, everyone says, is an amazing boss fight. I know little bits about it, but I don't know enough that it's completely spoiled, so I'm looking forward to hitting that organically, as well as Generations Ultimate is a celebration of Monster Hunter, so that has all your old favorites like Lao Shanlong, which anyone that's played Monster Hunter 2 will remember that absolute monstrosity. He makes a return. Look forward to that. But the final thing that I just want to leave you on is that, and this is the most like gaslighty thing I've hit in ages, but because it's a celebration, they bring in shit tons of monsters and areas and just everything. It was a massive celebration of Monster Hunter, and it was awesome. What's been really gaslighting-y is that I've been playing a bunch of hours on Monster Hunter Generations, the DS game, as well as just in the past, hundreds of hours of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, which is second generation. And so seeing some of the areas in Generations Ultimate, they do a fun little cutscene of like, oh, this is your first time in the area, because technically it is. Your save transfers, but it resets your playtime and it resets a few other things. And so it's been a weird gaslighty trip of, is it telling me this because this area is new to Generations Ultimate? Because I know all these areas because they're all in games that I played, but I don't remember which ones they've introduced in Generations Ultimate and which ones I've just convinced myself I've played recently, even though I probably haven't played them since Monster Hunter 4, which is like 2015. but it's been really fun. It's like my nostalgia glasses are on, and I'm wearing a double prescription. It is an excellent time. That's all I have to say about it. And boom, 10 minutes. That, at least compared to how long I normally talk about Monster Hunter 4, could have been way longer. Anything from boys, I'm happy to pass the talking stick back to good old Steve.
You go back
just
and play
glad
Monster
you're-
Hunter Stories too.
Excellent question, Steve. I will eventually. I was on the hype train playing through it a bunch for like a fair bit, and then I think I'm at 20 something hours in, or at least I told you where I was in the story, and you're like, oh yeah, you're nearly halfway, and that just put me off.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Like, it is fun. It is fun. It is, but it's just like I kind of get what it's doing, and I like what it's doing, but I have seen enough to know that I have enjoyed what I've played, but I don't feel a burning passion to go and finish it. It's one of those I'll finish it when I get to it sort of games.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. That's all I had to ask. Now I want to play Monster Hunter. I need to play Rise. Oh well.
Actually,
maybe
I don't know. I don't know how much Generations Ultimate would be available for on the Nintendo Store at the moment, but I know that Nintendo Store is having a massive sale. So
I think I've
if
got
you're
Generations
interested-
Ultimate actually.
yeah, I highly recommend. Like, if there is a game that you're not sure whether or not you enjoy Monster Hunter, my guess is that Generations Ultimate is probably quite cheap now, just because of how old it is.
It is
Particularly if it's on
$60
sale.
on pre-owned at EB Games.
It's not.
Okay. The question is it on sale on eShop at the moment?
Surely it
I'm not
is.
going to bother looking it up because
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
it doesn't really matter. But because it is the celebration game, there are so many different ways to play. There are so many different things to do. It's really, really fun. I can absolutely see how. I mean, I've already put 478 hours into the Generations group of games. I could easily see playing another couple hundred hours in Generations Ultimate. And it's weird feeling so excited to do that, knowing the grind that's ahead of me, because I'm in my fucking element, my guys.
Yeah, as long as you're having fun, who am I to judge?
Yeah,
it's just a lot of fun.
If there's a game series that I will just throw my life away for, it's Monster Hunter. And I keep saying this to people that talking about just other people who are fans of Monster Hunter and stuff. We must be due for the next reveal of the next Monster Hunter game.
Oh, TGS is soon. I fully expect it to be there.
Yeah, Sunbreak's done. The World to World team's been cooking something.
Also, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, the Switch eShop, it's $80 at the moment.
Grim.
Is that on sale? Or is that full price?
It's full price. Whatever sale was happening, it is over.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if it was on sale. I just know that a bunch of things were on sale on eShop, so maybe the sale was over, but $80 full price? Okay. If you're not into Monster Hunter, maybe it's a bit high, but you find yourself a 50% off deal. Yeah, you're cooking with gas. Anyway, speaking of cooking with gas, have you been cooking up some DLC for us, Steve?
Yeah, this is probably the one that I maybe I shouldn't be talking about because I've literally spent an hour with it after I got home from work. So the new DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out today. It is part 1 because there's 2 DLCs. So the DLC is titled The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero. This is I'm gonna. Ooh.
Was that the hidden treasure? Did you find it?
It's 1,000 gold
It was
pieces.
digging for gold.
Oh, yum, tasty gold. Dum. Yeah, so this is part 1, the hidden, the teal mask. Sorry. Long story short, you're on you're going on a field trip to Kitakana, which is a sort of Japanese-based type of thing. You're going on a field trip with a bunch of students that they don't really name or do anything about because they don't care. And then when you get there,
Side character 1 and side character 2.
Unironically, that. The interesting thing is that the teacher that is running the field trip, it's a new character, and she comes from Blueberry Academy, and Blueberry Academy is the scene for the DLC 2, whatever that one is. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm from Blueberry Academy, and that's far away in the Unova region. And it's like, whoa, hang on a second. We're going to Unova.
Hold on, Unova?
Yeah, black and white confirmed. Finally. Fucking hell.
Oh, that Legends Unova game is looking more likely, lads.
Yeah, or at least a remake. But anyway, yeah, so and they kind of like set up
where historically is Unova? Sorry, not
America.
historically, like geographically.
That's the one that's based on Midwest America.
Okay, it was America. I thought it was. I was thinking like,
yeah.
I wanted to say America, but America sounds weird to say that's the basis of a Pokemon game. But yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, it's geographically relevant to and
the ground gym leader is just a Texan.
Yeah, and I guess
Can't believe he's digging for oil in the middle of the gym.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And there's like a big lore dump at the start, and it's all like, oh, I want to go to Area 0. And the guy's like, no, fuck off. You got to get your approvals. Oh, I'm sure my approvals will come soon. I'm like, yeah, I wonder what DLC 2 is going to be about. Yeah, and then like you sort of get there and it's sort of like sends you in, and it's like, yeah, cool. Then you go to this community center and you've got to hang out with these new exchange kids. So the exchange students are from Blueberry Academy as well, but they sort of just hang out with you because you need more people to talk to. And that's pretty much as far as I got. Did not really get that far at all. I just ran around catching a bunch of, I say new Pokemon, but they're new to Scarlet and Violet, but they're old Pokemon.
Is this like all of the starters running around by the river from the trailer, or is this something else?
I think that is in DLC 2. Or
yeah, that's going to be DLC 2 because it's all in the the underwater school area.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, there's this one seems very heavily Johto focused because Johto sort of has that Japanese sort of theming, whereas this one is sort of like Kitagawa is obviously a Japanese sort of name.
I've also just straight up heard Johto music in this DLC. Like I've seen the clip floating around of someone in the selfie mode, and it just has the Gen 2 Wild Battle theme.
Yep, yeah, the Gen 2 Wild Battle theme plays. You beat trainers, and it comes up with a Gen 2 battle theme. It's pretty interesting, and like literally the first bunch of Pokemon you see are like Spinarak's, Apoms, Yanma's, normal Wooper. Oh, Jotonian Wooper, whatever you want to call it.
Normal Wooper. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you leave my you leave my boy abnormal Wooper alone.
Very concerning that we're calling the brown one abnormal.
We never escape from the allegations. Just fucking turn us off. Whenever hitting into episode 100.
I'll have you know, Claude Cyrus, unironically one of my favorite Pokemon. I cannot be racist
really?
here.
Oh. Anyway, so the only reason
I love him.
The only reason I wanted to bring this up is that this game single-handedly fixes the performance and adds a bunch of new performance issues.
Love that for the game.
Yeah, so they're like literally you step into this new region area and like there's a bunch of like grass and then there's like a bunch of rice paddies because it's Japanese themed. And it's like, cool, there's a bunch of rice paddies. There's a bunch of rice and some like water texture or some like mud texture. I'm like, cool, there's a Wooper there. I'm going to go catch it. And like the game is running in slow motion. There's no way about it. Like that battle was probably the longest fucking battle and it was 2 moves in a Pokeball. It didn't feel like it was skipping frames. It just felt like it was just going very slow. It was literally slow motion. It was like chugging along. Like if this was on a PC, I would have thought the fan was spinning. It was wild. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be. I'm not sure if it's a performance issue or if it's maybe the game's trying to do something with it, but I'm not sure. But when you're running through sort of long grass, it feels like it's slowing down. But your character doesn't. He's still doing the running animation. It just goes at half speed, and then the second you get out of the grass, you're back at normal speed. And I couldn't really tell if that was a performance issue or if the game's trying to be like, oh, you're running through grass. It's hard to run through grass. Very, very strange.
The fact that you can't tell is a problem, though.
Yeah, like at first I thought it was like, oh, it must be lagging or something. I'm like, no, it's only when I'm in this long grass. Like it's weird. But then like at the same time, when you're running around in battles, you're jumping on Miraidon, it feels so fucking smooth. Like jumping is good. When you're accelerating, it feels a lot faster. They have been doing a bunch of like updates over time, and I never really felt that sort of smoothness than what I felt since I started playing Viz. Like it's, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird. Like I didn't really expect that much. I probably shouldn't, but yeah, like it was just like a weird thing. But yeah, that's just, it's the character designs are fucking pants on head ridiculous.
Okay, wait.
Steven,
wait.
that's nice and all, but I have a really important thing I need to say right now. Is that
here it comes.
The new Hatsune Miku X Pokemon artwork just dropped, and we can see now that if Miku was a rock type trainer, she would use an Aurorus.
Cringe. Aurorus is like 4 times a week to like 4 fucking things. Holy shit. Getting
It's a
bodied
sick
by
design,
everybody.
though.
It is.
Yeah,
I love Aurorus's
yeah.
design.
Yeah,
I did prefer the other fossil Pokemon. They haven't done fossil Pokemon in a while now that I think about it.
Gen 8.
What do you mean?
Remember?
Dracofish.
Oh
Hello?
yeah, they did do one in Gen 8. It's just such a stupid one that I forgot it existed.
Yeah. I thought that was clever. Yeah, it's a shame they didn't do it this time. But yeah, I haven't found any new Pokemon. I've sort of been, this has been very rare. I haven't like been keeping up with the leaks or anything.
I'm so proud of
I
you.
sort of have just been, yeah, thanks. It's very hard for me to do that. Like I completely forgot it was coming out until like Monday because like it's been Starfield, and I just saw a shit post. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, that comes out.
Pokemon just shadow drops
already-
DLC.
Yeah, so apart from, I think this is the one that has Diplin, the Applin evolution, like a candy stick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about that. I'm not sure what else. Or there's like weird 3 pseudo legendaries or whatever you want to call them part of this. Plus a 4th, which is the teal mask Pokemon. I don't know if there's any more Pokemon or any more or anything else. But
I just realized they've essentially made the DLCs as ways to pay for event Pokemon.
And they replace 3rd versions as well. Like they no longer do like an Emerald or a Black 2, White 2.
Yeah, it's just now that you've mentioned it as the teal mask Pokemon, it's like, yeah, this is just their way of saying, what if we charged money for Celebi or Mew back in the day?
Yeah, sort of, but not really.
They attach more to it, like they make a game around it. Like there's a whole package around it, so you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, getting your money's worth. Like this is fucking. How much did I didn't really pay anything for it because I use those dumb fucking rewards points that Nintendo has to
gold,
get like
gold points.
Yeah, so I got like $18 off for that, and then I used the one of the gift vouchers that work got me. So I didn't pay anything, but it's still $60. If it's anything like the last DLC pack, I don't fucking think it's worth it. Like it'll take if you do the story, if it was like last generation's one, the story takes 3 seconds.
Meanwhile,
it doesn't really add anything.
$80 on Switch, get yourself the Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. 600 hours, time to beat.
A celebration of everything Monster Hunter.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm starting a new team, so I've all new Pokemon. So I got a Bellsprout, and I've got a Crawfish.
Starting a new team, got a Bellsprout.
Actually,
Okay.
Since you're starting a new team, what is like the level area that you'd be running
50s.
for? 50s?
50s,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
The trainers are like late 50s, whereas the wild Pokemon are mid 50s.
Oh, they're
so
close to retirement.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So my Crawfish is Crawfish crawled. Crawfish.
Crawfish, crawled on Gen 3.
Yeah.
Wait, Gen 3?
Yeah. Gen 3. Yeah. Water Dark. Yeah. So that just evolved. So it's crawled on. So it's 58, and the Bellsprout is like 56. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll report into that as I go. How will this change the meta? The genies will still be on top.
That's true. I can't wait for all these new Pokemon to be re-added just for Landorus T to still be like in every team.
Yeah, I was just about to say, is it genies or just the one genie ruining everything?
No, it's both. Tornadus and Landorus are like the 2 ones. Tornadus sets up Tailwind, and Landorus has U-turn and Intimidate.
I'm sorry, I asked.
No one talks about the 3rd one.
Or the
There's
fourth
four
one.
now. Yeah. Apparently the fourth
I
one,
completely forgot there's a
Eternatus.
fourth one.
Not Eternatus.
No,
The
that's the
other one,
dragon
yeah.
thing.
Amoros. No, that's not it either.
Among Us.
Enamorous. Enamorous. It gets a lot of uses in singles because it's got cute charm, and it's actually good. But yeah, that's the Pokemon discussion with Steve.
Thank you for coming to the Pokemon corner, the Pokemon Center, if you will, in the center of Fast Travel Lounge. Yeah, thank you for that, Steve. That means we're through part one for this sweet banger of an episode 90. Still need to look up what anniversary this is, which means we get to move on to part 2 for this week, which is of course the news. And I'd like to start off with a question. Steve, are you feeling tired?
Not really. Actually, I've been getting some good sleep lately, so I'm actually
like sluggish at all.
Not
you
at
need
all.
a little pick me up.
Well, I'm so happy for you getting good sleep and not being tired all the time.
Go to sleep early.
Well,
I
you see,
try,
the
my
thing
body
is-
won't let me.
Well, do more physical exercise. Go for a walk. 10,000 steps every day. That'll make you go to sleep.
I will simply
guys
drink a
both- you-
coffee at 10 p.m.
You're a fucking
Guys,
idiot.
please let me make the segue.
No, this is now Sleep Talks with Steph and Steve. You
No,
gotta
what-
make sure you
what
go to
is it,
sleep early
Patrick?
so you can get a good
I'm
Pokemon sleep
tired.
store.
I can use your advice.
I was going to make it about me as soon as Steve decided not to play ball, but fuck it, I guess I'll just pass the buck to Seth. Seth, if you were to just reach into my backpack there,
Yeah.
no, not that, no, pass, no, don't.
Steven, I got
those
his wallet.
magnets for later.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Put that back, under the wallet,
It's
under
empty.
the wallet.
I can't get
Yeah,
paid.
there. Give me that back. Under the wallet in my backpack. Let me just pull it out for you. There.
It's a little oddly
how would you
shaped.
like? It is. That's my penis. How would you like some caffeinated RGB gamer noodles in this convenient cup that I'm holding out that you pull out of my backpack?
Are
You
the
had me
noodles
at
themselves
RGB.
RGB? Are the noodles themselves RGB? I've read this article provided by PC Gamer, and while it says that the cup is RGB, it does not say anywhere that the noodles, individual noodles itself, are not RGB.
That's
I
don't know if it mentions that.
I'm on one of
doesn't.
the articles that shows like what Nissan's press release is, and no, the noodles themselves aren't RGB.
Oh, fucking gamers are almost a oppressed species.
I don't know if that makes this better or worse, I'll be honest. I'm seeing this one from both sides. Anyway, yeah, so for some reason, everyone's favorite cup noodles, Nissan, decides that
The car company?
the
No,
car
it's with an
company.
I,
Yeah.
not an A.
Someone
Rats.
say AI.
Ooh.
Anyway, that you can now buy noodles that are caffeinated. What would that even fucking taste like? God, that would be disgusting. Might as well just pour coffee on your Indomie ramen. I don't really have much to add to this. It's what a crazy time we're living in. That's all I have to say about this.
Can't wait to do the ASMR about this, fellas.
You know what? You're right. When this does make it over here, we will review it.
I can't wait for you to spend $500 getting it imported here.
No, I said when it comes over here, I'm not going to import it. It needs to
Oh,
be an
twist it.
actual release over here.
Right, well, we'll do it together. We'll do it the next time we hook up, Steph.
Great. I'll see you in Melbourne in a
Best,
week.
best friends day at Krispy Kreme and you bring your RGB gamer noodles.
Oh
Hang
no, I
on,
made it
what?
there on a Thursday, not a Friday.
RGB donuts, fellas. You might be
Gamer
onto something
donuts?
here. RGD.
Caffeinated gamer
What is it?
donuts?
What does RGB stand for?
Red,
Red,
Don't
green,
say red,
blue.
green, blue. Ah, damn it, I didn't. Give me something funny. Doesn't matter. Ignore me. The word
Real
was hard
gamers.
today.
Rad Gamer Beats.
Ooh. Okay, I'm done.
Real gamers beeve. It's like
Ooh, hang on.
Steve, but
Let
the
him build dams.
ST is silent.
Let them build dams. It's like Beaver.
Well, they might be able to build dams in the next Sims game, which has been confirmed as free to play without subscription or energy mechanics. Which this terrifies me. This is like okay. I'll give you the two scenarios. EA, world's most hated company for actually I don't know if it still holds that title, but for a while it was on a hot streak of just consistently being the world's most hated company.
Yeah,
come out
1,
and
2
they
golden
say-
poos in a row.
Yeah, exactly. They
All right, I got
come
the
out
word.
and Thank
Steven,
you,
it was
Steve.
funnier when I did it like 50 episodes ago.
Yeah, but like that was 50 episodes ago. I got it in 6. Absolutely fumbled
Damn
the
it.
bag. Sorry.
Yep.
We're talking about EA. Actually, no. This is. Can
Yeah.
I talk about this story?
Fuck it, sure. I was mid-story, but you know what? No, you take it. No, that's cool. That's
Thanks.
fine. I'll just
Thanks, man.
Seth,
such a
Seth,
benefit.
give me some of them gamer noodles. No, I'm feeling sad. Need to pick me up.
All right, do you want the Red Bull one or do you want the Monster one?
You got any mother in there?
Oh, bring Mother back, man. That was the best. Man, 16-year-old Steve. Wow, triggered a part of his brain. and
Actually,
didn't know it was still there.
you got any Jaeger bomb caffeinated gamer noodles in there?
No, not this
I
time
just wanna
around.
feel-
I
just
do
wanna
have
feel
that guy's
something.
mother.
All right, that was too far. So as Pat was saying, EA, our favorite companies from getting the golden poo 2 years in a row, and everybody hates single player games. They've confirmed that the next Sims game will be free to play without subscriptions or energy mechanics. Very, very strange decision, considering that, from my understanding, The Sims just prints money, flies off the shelves, both the base game and the DLC packs. They are saying that.
Well, no, that's the thing is that DLC will still be monetized.
Yeah, but like, how much of it will be DLC? Like, are we like so? Sims 2 to Sims 3 removed a lot of things, and then Sims 3 to Sims 4 removed a lot of things, such as building a pool or I think toddlers as well.
Yeah, it'll probably
Do
be
you
a
have any
very bare
idea how
bones
many
release for
DLC packs
free.
there are?
Yeah, all right. All talk at the same time. Yes, baby. There's like a bajillion DLC packs, and if you wanted all of them, I think it's over $1,000 now. If you want the complete edition,
Exactly.
and it's probably bloated up with so
and-
much bullshit you'll never use it, and it's probably be like $1 million gig.
Also, for those at home, Steve, see, I know what energy mechanics are, but I heard that Seth is a fucking moron and has no idea. So could you explain it to him?
Okay, yeah, I can. So
So just to put it out there, I tried out some of that Final Fantasy VII mobile game, and that has an energy mechanic in it, so I know what they are. Thank you.
grim. When are we getting the review of that?
Never.
Don't. No, good. So the energy mechanics are
Right
like.
now, actually.
So, for example, let's say you've got a pool of 30 energy, and let's say your sim going to the gym uses 1 energy. So then,
That's a lot less energy than it requires for me to go to the gym.
um,
Yeah, I have to overdraft when I go to the gym.
yeah. So let's say going to the gym costs 1 energy. Going to work costs 1 energy. Cooking meals 1 energy. Like those type of things. So and then it takes a certain amount of time to recharge it. Let's say 1 energy recharges every 10 minutes. So realistically,
Patrick,
Or
that's a
you-
really shitty energy mechanic because it's everything costing 1 means he's never going to hit the cap. The point of
Well,
an
that's the
energy
idea. That's
system
how
is
I
that
get
you got to charge like 15 energy to go to that gym and then 20 energy to go to work. So that way you don't have enough energy to make dinner. Got to spend money to get the energy back and make dinner.
Okay, now this is getting shockingly close to my reality, okay? Can we just like get to the point where we describe the mechanic?
yeah. So the idea is it's limiting the amount of time that you can spend with the game and then gating you out of playing either by time or by give me $10 and your energy meter can recharge. It's very, very popular in the mobile game space, especially in like cookie clicker type of games. Like, for example, I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy at the moment, which is playing is a very strong word for that. You tap on the thing to make the bar go up, and then after 30 clicks, all right, see you later. See you back in an hour and a half when your energy is recharged. And the idea is that like, oh, well, if you want to finish it or finish what you're doing in time, you got to give us some money. And that's how it seems like that'll be the monetization strategy with this. Oh, sorry, that won't be the monetization strategy with this. It just seems like it'll just let you play. It's free to play, and then how EA is going to make their money, probably from weird outfit packs or selling you pools for like $10 or whatever. I'm very interested to see. I didn't think it would be like this, but
it's not an energy mechanic, but EA is just like, yo, do you want to buy a hot tub?
it's probably even worse than that. It's like, oh, hey, you need dinner. If you give us $10, we'll let you buy like a cooking appliance. That's probably I can see this being unplayable without giving like money, and there'll probably be like a weird starter edition that's like $60, and it's like essentially a base game.
Yeah, I see this being like the bare bones minimum release they can do for free, and then just charge out the ass for everything else.
Yeah, I'm as a lifelong Sims fan. I bought The Sims 4 from a VPN that thought I was in Mexico, so I could only get it for 40 Australian on day one. I don't have to do that anymore, so eat shit, EA.
No, you'll probably
Money
have to do
stolen.
it for the DLC. Do you want to pull? Buy it for $10 Mexican.
How about
simply
5? Do you
pirate
want 5 pulls?
$50. I will simply pirate it like I do. Like the base game I'll buy, the DLC, get fucked. I'm pirating you.
No, the pirate DLC is something different.
Ah, of course. What about the cowboy DLC?
Also comes with a pull. Yeah, no, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not interested in this, but I imagine this is probably a really good way of, like, this is probably the equivalent of giving kids a taste of crack to get them hooked, because yeah, the money tied up in Sims DLC is insane.
It's a gateway drug. A gateway sim, if you would.
Definitely seems to be. Anyway, any closing thoughts from Sims fan Steve?
No. I wonder what it's going to be called. They haven't, because it's called Project Renee internally, but it doesn't. It's not a Sims 5. Like, they haven't officially announced it. They're just sort of talking about it.
I was going to say, I'm going to let you in on a secret, Steve. If the last 4 games were called Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, Sims 4, I have a... Pat, I want to solve the riddle.
Okay, all right then.
What the 5th game
Okay, so
be.
what comes after Mortal Kombat 11? Yeah?
Shut up, we're moving on.
Wait, what came after Mortal Kombat 8?
I still don't know.
I guess 7, 8, 9.
What's the name of the 8th Mortal Kombat game?
Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh yeah, that's right. What a good game.
It was shit.
Anyway.
I didn't mind.
And then after that was Mortal Kombat.
Okay, I'm done with the story.
Speaking of shit, we have some Apple news where we
keeps the doctor away.
They've kind of not at these prices. It doesn't actually. The doctor would probably come closer. You would be putting all his kids through like Harvard with these sorts of Apple prices. Anyway, so Apple's announced iPhone 15. Wahoo!
Yay.
It's another shiny thing where everyone says, "Look at all this new shit that they've changed." It's always funny to me when every year without fail, there's some, in air quotes, industry expert that says this is the biggest change they've made to the iPhone in 3 years, and it's like,
I think it's because nothing ever changes with the iPhone. It's like just doing something that's a little bit bigger. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But the thing is, every year someone says it's the biggest change in 3 years, which is just funny to me. Anyway, so one of the changes that they've made is that boo big government EU came crashing in and said no more lightning cable. And so
what do you mean, boo?
Said,
That's a good news. Fantastic news. Fuck the lightning cable. Piece of shit.
And so Apple said, okay, fine, you get USB-C, but you're not going to like it. And so they've effectively capped the USB-C transfer speeds to USB 2. Now, I know what the problem with that is, but Steve is a fucking moron. So, Saif, if you could explain it to him as to why that's an issue for people with iPhones.
Yeah, so you know how the Xbox Series S and X also have SSDs, but so does the PS5, but the ones in the Xbox are slower than the PS5? It's like that. The Xbox is 2.0. The Xbox is 2.0 and the PS5 is 3.0. It's just massively improved. Thanks, Sony.
I love the idea. It's like, hey, can you explain the difference in data transfer? And Seth's like, yeah, let me just dunk on Xbox.
Yeah.
He's still upset about Starfield.
The man never misses.
I don't need Starfield. I'm enjoying mechas.
just a really funny decision that Apple. What was interesting, which surprised me, because I don't know about a lot. I don't care, to be honest, a lot about the internals of Lightning versus USB 2 versus USB 3 and things. And it seems like Lightning has always been roughly capped to about USB 2-ish speeds anyway, which is why it was groundbreaking when it came out as part of a phone, back when it did, however many years ago that is now. And then apparently they just haven't tweaked it at all since. So
they haven't needed to.
Congrats, Apple. Yeah, it's just that's funny. That's quite funny to me. Yeah, I'm sure there is a bunch of people that will listen to this on their iPhone 15s, and to them I say, get wrecked, loser.
Do you reckon? Hang on. So that's the data transfer. Does it still? I can't see, or maybe because I can't read. Does that mean like it'll take a bajillion years to charge as well?
Yeah.
Actually,
Jesus fucking Christ.
So the standard at the moment for USB-C is like 25 watts. What Apple is doing is 20 watts. So it'll be 5 watts slower, which I don't know how long of a difference that is, but it's like
1/5 slower.
Yeah, it's like a fifth.
Wait, yeah, I'm not sure how electricity works very differently to data transfer, I'm pretty sure. But that's actually fucking insane. I mean, like, they're literally throttling their own system.
Power and batteries kind of like a capacitor sort of thing, so it's a little hard to say, but let's just say people say people call something fast charging for a reason when it feels like it's fast charging, and the speeds don't have to be crazy, and the numbers don't have to be crazy different for it to hit that. So technically it says that Apple's USB-C charger is only 20 watts, so it might be that the phone's capable of 25, but I mean,
yeah, maybe you get your own. Just get a fucking use your Android.
Unless Apple does the extremely stupid thing of like, oh, we detected you're not using an Apple branded USB, so we're going to probably connect the connection a little bit.
But they probably would too. Oh my god, the energy mechanic is the phone charger.
They've gamed the system.
And cook dinner, pay us $10. Buy a pool. buy a pool for Tim Cook. Yeah, I don't have anything more to add to that, but
I do, and it's that they do have an iPhone 15 that's going to have USB 3, but it's the Pro version. So if you want proper USB-C support and speeds, you have to pony up an extra $200.
Wow, that's almost as much as Sony charges me. Charges my fucking Jesus Christ, yearly PlayStation Plus subscription. Thanks, Sony.
Grim.
Thanks, Sony.
It's a shit.
Yeah, so you know, I'm back to shitting on Sony. All right.
Xbox started it.
I don't know if I've said this as part of an app or just screamed this to everyone that will listen, but thanks to, I assume partially how shit the New Zealand dollar is at the moment, but 3 years of PlayStation Plus is now enough to buy a new PlayStation 5 thanks to their price changes. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
It's absolute insanity.
No. that cannot be allowed. And that's not even the high tier. I don't pay for the super high tier. I just pay for the middle one, or paid. I'm fucking cancelling it. But yeah, fucking bananas. Anyway, yeah. Any final dunks on Apple? Going once, going twice?
I prefer bananas.
And sold.
Speaking of sold, excellent segue, Seth. Embracer Group decides actually buying up a shit ton of game publishers might not be the pro gamer move we thought it was. After taking Volition out to pasture and fucking executing them prisoner style on the back of the head, they're looking to try and offload Randy Pitchford and crew at Gearbox. First question to the group: do we think that they are trying to sell Gearbox because of something Randy did? I would say we can't rule it out.
I will also say we can't rule it out. Maybe Randy just showed up at the Embracer offices like on one of their bad days.
The CEO.
like he just showed up. He just walked in and they're like, you know what? They're next on the chopping block. We got rid of Volition. Now we're getting rid of Randy.
Embracer Group strikes me as the sort of thing that takes out the penthouse suite in some high rise in some downtown thing or whatever, and there's just a knock on the balcony door, and it's just Randy trying to come in through the 88th floor balcony door or something, and no one knows how he got there, and he refuses to elaborate on how, but he just needs to be let inside.
He got past security by climbing up the garbage chute.
he had to pass Tiny Tina's DLC on the way up.
Do you reckon this impacts the? Does this impact the? Oh, and this is all rumored, so it's not confirmed yet. But does this impact the movie?
Yeah, okay. We should technically say Gearbox is rumored to be up for sale by Embracer Group. There we go.
On top of that rumor, there's also rumors that Gearbox will just go independent.
Yeah,
I wonder what that looks like, though. Hang on, Microsoft let them buy.
I don't think they can. I think until they can't buy anyone until they wrap up the Activision Blizzard deal.
Ah.
Sony, get in there.
and so here they are. And so here they are on the 90th floor of some downtown high-rise, wrapping up the Activision Blizzard deal when there's a knock on the balcony door and it's Randy. He demands to be let
Randy,
in.
put the USB away.
Randy wants... There's a knock at your door. You think it's Mega Swampert? No, it's Randy.
I think I prefer the Mega
from Trailer
Swampert.
Park Boys either. Oh, I prefer the Mega Swampert as well. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I don't know.
It's insane that we just came off talking about the Volition thing last week, and now we're already at Gearbox as well now.
So part of this article talks about a rumored $2 billion deal that fell through at the last hurdle. There was some, in air quotes, well, it's quoted in the article, groundbreaking strategic partnership. No details, but some $2 billion, something that fell through. Okay, fine. It seems weird to me that a group as large as Embracer, with all of the, like, I'd be surprised if they have that many assets, like studios worth less than, I guess they picked up Eidos for like a few $100 million. But the point is, $2 billion doesn't seem like a deal that relies on whether or not they keep a large studio. The chain, like the number values seem odd to me there, but I don't know. It's all rumor here and there. But
for me, it's just hard to think about because $2 billion itself is a astronomically large amount of money that I can't comprehend properly.
It is, and so I'm having difficulty parsing this because on one side, I love most Gearbox games. Borderlands is one of my favorite series. I've talked about that numerous times. All that stuff. I want to see Gearbox survive. I don't want to lose Gearbox like I lost Volition. Talked about that last week, all that sort of stuff. On the other side, I'm so fucking sick of corporations going around just hoovering up every loose thing that they can that I kind of want Embracer to feel the sting, and it feels like if they can just offload Gearbox, they don't really... It feels like they're missing punishment for taking out Volition because in some ways it's their own fault for it getting to that state.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if they're able to offload Gearbox, that they miss getting punished for what seems to be just a series of missteps with just hoovering everything up a couple years ago and then going, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. So that's my conflict. That's my character growth arc for the next couple seasons. So we'll see how that plays out. But
industry
not really too much more for me to add to
consolidation
this.
is based actually.
I'm pressing X to doubt that, I'll be honest.
Don't worry, I'm doubting it myself.
Speaking of rumors, I saw a rumor that I'm not going to spend too long on it, but apparently there was some GTA 6 rumor / leak that it's going to be some astronomically large download.
I think I saw
no, it was an astronomically large price. I think it was like the rumor was it's going to be announced for $150.
I saw both. I saw it was going to be 400 gigs.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, plus that $150. And I reckon if you actually believe that, I honestly think you should play with traffic. Like there is no way.
They charge more than double the industry standard at the moment.
Yeah, like there is no way people believe that. Like it's probably some guy made a joke and someone's posted. But you can't justify charging like double the price of like the competition. Like competition is probably a strong word. But
Steve, I'll make this simple for you. You are paying
having a panic attack.
You're paying for 400 gigabytes of files. That's
you get
so
Warzone
many
for
files.
free. It's 100.
That's so many files that you have to pay for that for the privilege of having that many files. Like what? You're just gonna You think you can just download like a terabyte for free? Like people
I do
worked
it all the
hard
time.
on those 400 gigs.
What is this, the 90s?
Two floppy disks.
I'm rattled. I'm getting worked up. I'm having a panic attack.
Patrick, if I download it, then uninstall it, then download it again, do I have to pay for it again, or does Rockstar take a hit?
It's funny you mention that, because that is what every indie developer is currently grappling with. We're moving swiftly along, by the way, to Unity deciding that might be the pricing model of the future, where they want to charge based on installs. Actually, before we talk too much more about this, did you actually set that up as a segue? Because that was fucking perfect.
Yes, actually.
Did.
Okay. Had to be sure, because I wasn't going to let it slide. I see the soft
twinkle in my eye
alley-oop coming. Yeah, and I'm sitting there at the T-ball game, ready to just, I was going to say knock out a kid, but just go for the home run. Anyway, Unity, they decided that, actually, I don't know what they've been doing financially recently. I know that there was some fairly large deal with Weta Workshop. I think that was Unity. Maybe that was Unreal. Pretty sure that was Unity. So
I think Weta might be Unreal, but Unity has been making waves in film studios as well.
Maybe that's what it was. Where I can't imagine they're hurting for money at the moment. So
they are actually. They're losing like millions or billions year over year, I think it is.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I hope they charge. I hope they squeeze every indie developer for every fucking cent they have. God, I love Unity.
That wasn't funny, man. The cry for help.
It's going to get you cancelled.
That's what my impression of people who aren't me sound like. Basically that they've rolled out a per install, I think they call it a runtime license fee. But it's basically designed that if you have a certain amount of money over like year over year and a certain number of installs per, I think it's just lifetime, or at least maybe per like project or something, that they will start charging you.
From what I understand, it's based on that developer's account. So yeah, it's just like their overall release. So if they release like 2 games, it'll be a combined number of have both games to combined past this amount of money and this amount of downloads. And on top of that, also like demos count towards it.
Oh, fun.
Demos count towards it. Holy fucking shit, they're taking the fucking piss, aren't they? Jesus Christ.
Okay. No, Steve, if that makes you upset, get ready. If you were having a panic attack before, you're gonna have a full-on stroke. So not only does it count for demos, which I actually didn't know about, but that's fucking sickening. But it also counts for every platform it's installed on. So if you buy a game once and install it on 3 different devices, boom, that's 3 charges to the developer. And that's still not the worst part. It takes effect even for existing projects. So I think it's end of January. End of January next year is when it's going to take effect.
Yeah.
If there's an indie developer that has made an absolute banger of a game on Unity, looking at you, I think Vampire Survivors was Unity. Looking at you,
Cult of the Lamb, Hollow Knight.
Was Hollow Knight Unity? Fuck, I was going to throw it out. I wasn't sure if that was Unity, but yeah, all of those. All of those, just no matter what the licensing looked like when those games came out, come January 2024, you owe Mr. Unity a check, my friend.
So they're not going to backcharge because they can't get those numbers, but it's going to be from then onwards.
This is grim.
Which is just...
Is this just everybody's going to move to Unreal? Is that the play?
There's other choices, but mostly Unreal. Yeah. All right. I got like the first 15 results on games on Unity from Google. I'll just go through like some of the big names. We got Cuphead. We got Rust. We got Hollow Knight, Hearthstone, Pokemon Go, Fall Guys, Ori and the Blind Forest, Untitled Goose Game, Among Us, Beat Saber, Escape from Tarkov. There's big hitters here.
Man. Yeah.
Silk Song currently being developed on Unity, going to get delayed another 5 years as they change engines.
Yeah, it's
Holy shit.
yeah.
There's
Popular-
a non-zero
popular-
chance that happens too. Holy shit.
Popular Kickstarter game that I shilled and I think Patrick actually paid for, Geno Kids, currently going through an existential crisis as they're also on Unity
Yeah,
with
no,
a demo out.
just showing the bunch of tweets that are in this article. One, Henry Hoffman, I don't know who that is. If you buy our Unity game, please don't install it. Fucking hell.
Such a good tweet.
One of my favorites is someone saying, I'm going to release my game as a limited time release and only release 199,999 copies because after that, the cutoff is 200k downloads is what needs to start flagging.
Yeah. Oh, and should also mention this is a set cut. So whatever the amount is that you're paying per install, let's say Steam is like, hey, we want to do your game 80% off. And you as the developer go, sick. So many more people would buy and play my game that way. Unity doesn't get an 80% off their cut. Unity gets the full price cut. Although they technically, got to be fair, they do technically say there's a stipulation for charity bundles. So it seems like they're
But
aware
how do
of...
they track that? They don't know where you bought the game from.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of what the fuck is this type.
Hang on. Good news, everybody. Literally, as of 30 minutes ago, I want to chuck this in the docket. It seems that Ubisoft... fucking Ubisoft. I just hate Ubisoft so much. Unity's backtracked, and it's only charging on the initial install. Whatever the fuck that means.
No. I have the backtrack in the article in the link still.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do too. Sorry, I didn't read that one. Oh, grim.
Yep. And don't worry,
yeah,
that backtrack is still just as bad.
Yeah. So hang on. So have they changed it? What's the deal?
All right, so let's get through this a little bit. So yeah, they were saying it's going to be like every install past 200k is going to be like a 20 cents fee to the developer, and it goes down based on what tier of Unity you're running on. The backtrack is that it'll only be the initial installation of a game that triggers a fee, which again, how do they track that? They already admitted they don't have that sort of metadata of how many times a person downloads a thing. It's just, oh, we saw that a thing got downloaded. That's one bump up. They also backtracked on the demos, saying that the only demos that will be charged are ones that can be upgraded into the full game. If it's just like a vertical slice demo, that doesn't count. So hey, Geno Kids demo gets saved off that block. And developers do not have to take the fee if it's a game on Game Pass or xCloud. Those fees get deferred to Microsoft or whoever is the streaming service.
Ooh.
So hey, Microsoft is going to start coming down with their iron fist on this, going, what the fuck do you mean that we have Game Pass? People are downloading these games and trying them out. What the fuck do you mean we have to pay for them?
They will simply just say, you know what, Unity game, not allowed.
Yeah, Devolver Digital put out a tweet today saying, hey, if you're going to pitch a game to us, tell us what engine it's running on.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, this is a threat.
Grim.
Yeah, it's grim times to exist in the year of our Lord 2023. Makes me sad. Really makes me sad.
I don't know, maybe next economic structure.
To add some levity to this news, the current CEO of Unity, I think his name is John Ricciatello. I'm probably mispronouncing it. No. So the actual fake name is that Suda51 works for him when he was over at EA. When they did Call of the Damned, I think it was, or something along those lines. and he hated the CEO's guts like so much that he made a fake version of that CEO in No More Heroes, and you can beat the shit out of him in No More Heroes 3.
So I need to play No More Heroes 3. Fantastic. Good times.
Huh.
Good times.
What I was going to say was, shoot, I was going to say something and I got too worried about that story.
Well, like this Unity thing's just become the that meme where it's like, oh yeah, pirate a game, download it once, company loses $1.
It's literally that. They are literally doing that.
Money stolen.
Like, you can actually bankrupt an indie
cases,
studio by doing this.
Yeah, one of the edge cases is that it's now very easy to spin up a shit ton of virtual machines on a cloud provider, and then with the same install, just install it just a shit ton of times, and just bankrupt a developer. And again, I'm not saying anyone would do it, but it's like, but they could. So that should be codified as to what the fuck happens. No, what I was going to mention is that it's really funny because this very similar thing has happened in a couple programming circles, which not recently now, but a few months ago caused a big shitstir for a very similar thing. Of the way this is announced is it's always announced as this is what we want to do, and this is what it would mean for you guys. And so the community unanimously says, what the fuck are you doing? This is batshit insane. That even if they walk it back, Unity has walked some of this back. Some of the programming people have walked some of their stuff back. But it's already damaged so many people because they've shown that they could do it. And so it's almost just a matter of time before they try doing something similar in the future. That a lot of people look at that and go, I guess, actually someone had a tweet like that already. Again, an indie developer.
It's all the indies coming out to massively go against this, but when the news hits the big AAAs...
It puts it really... it put it really succinctly. Shoot, where is that one? Yeah, at Aaron San Filippo. We've used Unity for 11 years now at Flipify, and I've been teaching kids how to make games with it at a non-profit for 3. After today's egregious announcement, I'm actively planning how to move us all to an engine with less hostile business practices. So disappointing. And at this point, I don't care if they 100% backpedal on this. They've made it clear it's not safe to work with this engine. So even if they walk it back, that's already damaged the reputation of so many people that would be working underneath them.
Yeah, everyone I've seen talking about it has said, look, even if they walk it back, do not go back to Unity. That like, don't trust them.
However, yeah, agreed with all of that. However, there is one counterpoint where we have seen this happen, and it has worked out. When Netflix announced they were cracking down on password sharing, and everyone said, this is a terrible plan, you're going against what you said on Valentine's Day however many years ago in that immortal tweet of love is sharing a password, all this other stuff, everyone came out and said, this is a stupid idea, you're going to ruin Netflix, it's done. They ended up pushing through and rolling it out, and they are now making more money. So, I don't know. I cannot think that Unity would walk into this so stupidly that they must have known they're going to cop some flack. Whether or not they push through it,
internally,
I'm not sure.
Unity is apparently on fire because there's so many people that didn't want this to get pushed out and were fighting against it and knew this would be the hostile reaction. And internally, it's a hot debate as well on if they should have done it or not. And a lot of people internally are upset that this is where they're going.
Yeah, who knows?
All very interesting.
So I got two more little bits I want to touch on with this. The first one is in this Q&A, like backtracking, try to make things more clear Q&A that they put out. One of the first ones is question, how are you going to collect installs? Answer, we leverage our own proprietary data model to give what we believe is an accurate determination of the number of times something has been downloaded. So they might not have accurate data on how many times something's downloaded. You just have to trust them, bro. Trust them that their number is correct and you owe them this much money.
I mean, to be fair, that is how American taxes work, so It's not.
And
It's not unreasonable.
the second one is that John Ricciatello, something like 3 to 5 days ago, he sold all his shares in Unity. Right before this news came out and tanked their stocks. If that's not a sign of insider trading, I don't know what is.
To jail. Well, their stock's probably really cheap at the moment. Buy them now. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's a huge Naka moment.
Didn't you say he's an alumnus of our favorite Golden Poop winner, EA?
Yeah, he was in charge of EA when they were doing their whole during the PS3 and 360 era. And he had such controversial ideas as we should charge people $1 to reload guns in video games. And I believe he's the father of the online pass practice that showed up at the end of that generation.
I was going to say, you mentioning PS3, Xbox 360, please tell me he's the online pass guy.
I believe he's the online pass guy.
Holy shit. Well, I will be paying attention to this story, but I have nothing more to say on it at the moment. This is a wait and see.
This fucking sucks, dude.
It does. It really does. But it's, yeah. I don't know. Heart goes out to all the indie game devs that fucking might end up the way of Volition. Going by how this is going.
Yeah, it's not cheap to move engines either. Like, things have to be reworked massively if they're going to go, no, we're done with Unity, we're going to move to something else. That takes a shit ton of dev time and dev money to do.
Oh, interesting. Holy shit. Initializing the runtime on a client device, meaning WebGL and streaming, are included in the install costs.
Huh. What? So if you're watching someone that installs it, get fucked.
No. Streaming is in like game, or I don't know.
Game Cloud.
I mentioned how xCloud incurs a cost as well.
Oh, I thought it was just tacked onto the Game Pass one.
Setting
Imagine
you're playing
the PlayStation. You're playing it on your PlayStation Portal, and you've installed it to your PlayStation.
Time to double charge those poor fucking developers.
Truly grim. I'm sad now.
Actually, I lied. There's one more thing. Once this news reaches MiHoYo, they're fucking done because Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail run on Unity.
They're fucking done, kiddo. Man, they're done. They're gonna get gatched up the arse.
There's also a Fate gacha game that earns like 1 trillion yen. That runs on Unity. So you're gonna mess with Fate, you're gonna get fucking cooked.
1 trillion yen is like $10 billion. The fuck? Man, we're in the wrong industry, fellas. Just make it fucking a random number generator.
How many gacha games fail for one Fate?
But if it wins, we're in.
Yeah, that could be us. It could be us about to be bankrupted.
Can you draw cute anime girls?
Don't need to. I'll get AI to do that.
You know what? You're on your own on this one.
Okay, so what do you think's better? If people will willingly give me their money to see an AI-generated anime girl, I honestly think they shouldn't have money.
What?
He's correct, but I don't want to be part of this.
All I'm doing is I'm just taking the money from people that don't deserve it. If they want to give me the money...
Steven, I have an easier scam for you. Just make Steve coin.
Whoa, hang on. Let him chill.
Steve FTs.
Good Stevening. Okay, I'm done. The gacha thing got me worked up.
You've heard of Fast Travel Lounge. How would you like faster traveling coin?
You can get Elon to chill it on X.
Use it to buy Tesla. Yeah, well, that's all we really have to talk about that. We probably should have timestamped the Unity discussion because that went for way longer than I thought it would. Anyway, we have a quick audience question for this week. Crazy, that normally never happens. Thomas writes in asking, what is the most dripped out anime / manga? I have an easy response. go to jail. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. No, more seriously, I have no idea. I
haven't heard that one. Is that like an isekai or something?
Yeah, it's
actually,
an isekai, but it's also like a coming of age, like true story. Like it's about prison. It's a non-fiction.
So I have a meme answer and I have a real answer. Which do you want first?
Meme answer.
The thing is, I know so little about this. I say culture patooey. I spit on that. That you could say either one first, and I wouldn't know. So
okay, so meme answer first. Ultra drip stinks Goku.
That's funny. Got the song playing as well in the background.
Real answer, probably Bleach. Like not Bleach itself, but like the cover variants and like Tight Kubo's art of characters dressed in like modern clothing. Those are really fucking good. Or modern for the time.
Yeah. No. Those look pretty good. I'd probably say Attack. Like generally, Attack on Titan, probably. They're pretty good. There's also something like simplistic about like the Death Note outfits, like Misayame's, and that's pretty much it because only women are allowed to change clothes in that anime.
The closest thing to an actual answer you get out of me for that, do-da-da-da, is something that relies quite heavily on the use of color to symbolize different like gangs and groups and things, and so I guess that would probably be the most stripped out thing I've seen, but that
what was it called?
Years ago. Do-da-da-da.
Do-ra-ra-ra.
Da-da-da-da. Yes.
So I was trying to find like more answers to do for this, so I'd googled drip in anime. The first two results are photoshopped pictures of Dragon Ball and Bleach characters.
Oh wow! You nailed the demographics, Saif.
You know what's actually a decent one? It's just school uniforms, but they're stylized school uniforms. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Actually, just Yugi's fucking hairstyle.
Yugi's hairstyle alone is dripped out.
Main characters or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as well. Part 4, especially.
I don't know if I call that drip or just really like insanely stylized.
I think because I'm rewatching the anime now. Jotaro's hair thing. So for those that don't know, the main character from part 3 shows up in part 4 a bit, and the back of his head is literally its hair, and then it's sort of hat, but like there's no line, there's no change. It's just one, and it sort of keeps it in.
We don't know where the hat ends and the hair begins.
Yeah. So
imagine
is it one
waking up
hat?
and just styling it like that.
Yeah, but there's also like things like the
and then like when they show the hat on
like
its
3 belts on.
When we see the hat on its own, we actually see that as a full-sized hat.
Yeah, it's very strange. Actually, I know it's not an anime, but Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is also a good answer.
They have like 14 zippers, 37 belts. Sometimes the belt's a headband.
Somehow they gave Goofy drip.
No, they didn't give him drip. They just gave him zippers and belts.
But yeah, by the way, Patrick, that is Jotaro's hat hair.
Let me just pull that up.
Looks
Let me pull it up real quick. Holy shit.
My Hero actually has some pretty drippy characters.
Nah, generic superheroes. Generic shonen garbage.
I was also thinking.
I kind of like the look of the girl that has the
Of course, you fucking sicko.
ears.
She's 15. Actually, no, that's all right. That's
talking about her costume, dude.
Yeah, and that's like the least problematic one you could talk about as well. So I guess play on. Will I say play on? I don't know. Right, we're getting close to jail time.
The one while I'm thinking of it, Tokyo Ghoul has some dripped out outfits.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, got fucking some dripped out scenes as well. Firing the things in his ears.
There's lots of dripping.
Evangelion. Get in the drip.
Sure.
Shinji. I don't know.
Should I end with one that will just end the segment entirely?
No.
Yeah, I got it. Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh.
Kill la Kill. Let's move on.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it either, but sure. Monster Hunter
Should
the
I
movie.
Google it?
Yes, just so you can curse me out.
Well, while Steve's doing that, hopefully that answers your question, Tom. If you have a question that you would like us to answer, get in touch. We're on Facebook.
He's not wearing any clothes. I don't. What the fuck are you talking about, Seth? I hate you so much.
X, formerly Twitter, at Fast Travel Lounge, minus one of the L's.
And also now on Blue Sky, because I got an invite code, so after this is done, I'll be making an FTL account over there.
I googled kill or kill, and it's giving me 000, and it's like you're not alone. Help is available. Jesus Christ! What is this anime?
You know what? I got that once when I went to Google the "I'm going to krill myself" meme. It's like, hey, here's a suicide prevention hotline. You might need it.
Oh my god. Where was I? Oh yeah, and good old fasttravellounge@gmail.com. If you like what you listen to, feel free to give us an old subscription, a like, a follow, a comment, some way to get in touch. It really helps us out. That brings us to the end of episode 90. Anything we want to tease for the big 91? I'll probably still be playing Generations Ultimate. Banger of a game, 10 out of 10. Anything from either of you? I imagine Starfield for Steve and Armored Core playthrough 2 and 3 for Seth.
Yeah, I don't know what else I'll be doing after that. I don't think playthrough 2 and 3 will take too much longer since I can just blitz through them.
Yeah, that's correct. Probably play a bit more of the Pokemon game as well. Too many games.
Nah, well,
we need another pandemic.
Too many games. Don't worry. Unity's doing its best to make sure that Unity's tackling that problem for us, okay? Don't worry. They're working on it. Let them cook.
We'll still buy games. We just won't install them.
I mean, unironically, that's me with Steam sales, so you're halfway there. Anyway, yeah, this is the end of episode 90. I'm Patrick. I've been joined by Seth and Steve. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
Happy birthday to the Wallabies. We're gonna make it up the World Cup. Cut out that part.